So today we're going to take a look at cutting box cones. Here's one I did a few days ago, and we're going to end up with the job looking, by the time we're finished, a bit like this. So this is how they look when they're finished, all fairly uniform size, and they start off like this with this year's growth on. The idea is with these box, they're little cones. The idea is with them that you basically cut them once a year, Derby Day, which is beginning of June, and that should do for the whole of the year. So it's quite tricky because they're a bit patchy, as you can see, and you've got to end up with a fairly uniform shape is what you want to achieve, like that. And so what I'm going to use is these handheld shears. You can use the larger handheld shears, which you use two hands for. Personally, I like these because you can look down the line of them. It's like an extension to your hand in a way. Easy to use, very light, and yeah, very suitable for this job. Okay, so let's give it a go. So first of all, this is a bit in the way, so let's get that out of the way. So let's start off taking a look at the just general look of it and how you want it to be. And I was going to match it to that one. You want to leave a little bit of this on to get a slightly wider cone on it, and you've got to decide what to do with this top knot. So personally, just take a bit out of the top. Then what I do, I look down to the point at where I'm going to end up. So if I just cut a little line there, which is where I want to end up. So obviously your side line goes from there down to there. What I do is I don't take too much in one go, because you can't put it back on again, and you can soon see how it begins to take shape. And if you keep on putting your eye down it, you can see how it's taking shape. Now you'll be able to see now on this cut how it begins to take shape. A little bit awkward on this side because there's some patches, but let's make a start on it. Trim along the bottom here. See roughly where I'm aiming at. Take a little bit more. There we go. And see how it's beginning to take shape. Last year's dead growth, so we don't need that for that. So a bit of that out, right? And it's quite what to do with this top here, where it's bushy at the top, and to try and get that cone shape, you have to cut into it a bit. Now, of course, this is down to skill and practice you've got, I suppose, using your hands and hand-eye coordination, and how good you are at practical tasks. But providing you don't go in too hard, you can make these little adjustments and get there in the end. It's a little area there where I went in a bit too hard, but I'm thinking I can compensate for that. Now I'm thinking it's not too bad. So now, we go at this other side. Let's get a bit of a shape going this bottom that I can run to. Because everybody'd have their own way of doing it. I'm just showing you what mine is really. This is tricky because that is all in the way. So let's hold that back a bit. Right, so here we go. Side line down to where you're aiming for. It's very patchy here, and I guess a lot of people would have, not perfect cones with perfect growth on. So this would be quite the typical one where you've got a bit of patchiness. And if you can get this one right, you can get them all right, because if you can do a difficult one, ones with more growth should be a bit easier. So now you can see it's starting to take shape. We're down to a difficult bit there because of patches, but you're getting the idea of it. And when I've got the rough shape, I'm going to put that straight edge on it, see what it looks like. So down to where I'm going, down here, so aim up. Some people might say they can do a much better job than that, and that's fair enough. I'm just showing you how I do it. Been doing these now. We planted them about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. So each year I've got a bit more practice as to how to do it. So I'm now sort of fine-tuning things. You go down this back, get a shape on this back here. And basically you've got to eye it up. So from the top here, I can see it's mainly round, obviously, which is what I want to get. For a cone, you want it round at the base. It's a little bit too broad, you can't see this side, but so it's right to my eye. I just want to get that round. That doesn't look too bad. So the acid test is for this up, if you like. Not too bad. A little bit of trimmage. see how that is. That's actually not too bad. It's showing me that that wants a bit of reducing, and then at the top, I suppose you'd want to have it's a very slight curve on the top. I'm going to stand back from it, see what it looks like, and yeah, that's not too bad. Give it a bit of a fluff up to remove any stuck in pieces, and then give a final little trim where it needs it. So I'd like the top a bit better, but it's not too bad. Yeah. That's looking okay to me. So here we are, just looking at how the final four ended up in the end. Here's the one I did, a few days ago. It's the one I've done just now. And the thing about it is I'm trying to get each of these roughly to the same size. So that's not always easy because some have got more growth on than others. And some have got, different patches and growth, more vigorous growth, or some patches where leaves and growth are missing. So it's a little bit of one of those things where you have to keep on going on at it and see what the end result is. So let me step back from it, start to see how. Let's take a look, see if we can see them all. Then we'll take a look one by one. So yeah, are they perfect? No, not at all. But are they roughly the same shape, same size each? Yes, roughly they are. And I think the end thing is, how do they look all together? Do they look okay? Do they look good? And in this bed, which is planted with a lot of, it's basically an evergreen bed. So throughout the year, we've got some alliums come up here, which look absolutely lovely. These are purple when they come out. They go to these lovely, this sort of architectural plant where they go to seed, and these seeds look fantastic, and they stay like that for months. These ferns look much better this time of year in June. So yeah, the overall look, what does it look like? And there we are. And next time, I've got to cut those over there. And I've got some out the front. And I've got a hedge to cut. Basically, it's an English yew hedge to cut, which I'll do a video about next.